And welcome to another episode of LSU Tigers Live. I am your host, Grant Sashray. Coming on here a little bit earlier than usual. The theme was supposed to be scheduled for 10, um, because I was expecting the game to end between 9 and 10. So, the goal was pretty much to start the stream as soon as the game ended. However, the Mother Nature, not Baton Rouge, but the Mother Nature in Omaha caused this stream to start a little bit earlier than usual. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Um, you know, it's just I wasn't expected to go live as early as it did, but hey, here we are. So we're gonna talk, about what kind of transpired in the first few innings or so. Um, as well as um some recruiting news. I was gonna put some recruiting news, tomorrow, do something at go time, but apparently, um, mother, of course, I think we're just gonna do it now. But yeah, it's just been a crazy week. Of course, LSU baseball. Obviously they're in Omaha. That's why you guys are here. And this is going to be supposed to be a post game reaction show, but that ain't happening until tomorrow. I know. Right now, it's been said that so if the game doesn't start by 11, then the game will be moved tomorrow. The weather right now, Omaha has thunder and lightning and rain and all that type of crap going on up until midnight. So as of right now, the game will not happen. Oh wow, viewership's going up. 124 views, most of which is on Twitter. But if you're on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course, click on the bell for future notifications. If you're on Twitter, if you want, please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We're gonna be so every Monday we go live, but also we'll have go time. Every other day. Just so there's content uploaded every single day. We'll upload content from this show, but we'll also upload content from Go Time as well, which I do solo. And also, I know you guys are also expecting Zach, but Zach also announced that in one of the other Go Time episodes. But if you haven't gotten a chance to see that, Zach Junda will no longer be on the show. He just wanted to do some other things. I don't blame him. I enjoy doing this, but he didn't really necessarily enjoy doing this, and I was great to have on my friend, somebody who I've known for the last couple years, to have him as co-host. But he wanted to do other things. Of course, I know he runs another website. He's got a lot of stuff going on in his personal life because he is married also too. I'm a single dude, so I'm chilling. But then also, he's a teacher, and he just didn't want everything to, uh, affect his life. But yeah, so we're gonna have a new co-host. I'm going to announce that this weekend on my Twitter, and she will start on Monday. I'm not gonna give out too many details because all of this kind of happened in the last week or so. We had a meeting today, of course, with Mark Rogers, who's the boss here at the Voice of College Football Network. He runs the whole thing. Chris Sadler, TJ Konarski. Shout out to them for making this as smooth as possible. So really excited to have a new co-host, and I'll do the solo. But it also helps to have on somebody you can talk to, and basically what's going to happen is that we're going to be co-hosts, but she's going to be really the one asking me questions. I'm going to be playing more of the analyst role, and then she's going to be more of the, I guess you could say, the host. So it's going to work out just fine. It'll be awesome. But also, if you're on Twitter or YouTube, please leave comments. You're more than welcome to leave comments. If you actually want to join me on the show, let me know, because I'll drop the link so you guys can hop on. And that way you guys can ask me questions about what's going on, and so on and so forth. And also, we're going to have some recruiting news as well. This is a very interactive show. I'm trying to make this as interactive as possible. Right now, we have over 600 people viewing this right now, mostly on Twitter. So all you Twitter fanatics, leave a comment, drop one. I will answer them. This isn't this is a friendly space. It could be the smartest take you've ever probably typed up, or it could be the dumbest take you've ever typed up. Either way, I'm gonna react to it, and you know, so this is an interactive show, so please do so. Uh, but also, while we got some time, I'm gonna do a promo real quick that we're doing over here at the Voice of College Football Network. It's our Amazon promo we've been doing. So I'm gonna have you guys view that for 40 to 45 seconds, and I'll also show you our new website as well, since we're gonna have a lot of people on here. So
you can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the Voice of College Football.
So thank you guys for hopping on. Of course, if you're just joining on, I'm Grant Sashray. If this is your first time, that's who I am. You can follow me at SasherGrant on Twitter. So please do so. We got over 350 people viewing in. So if you want, also make sure to leave a comment, whether you're watching YouTube or Twitter, and I'll be gladly to answer it. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. There's a lot of views. It's actually the most views you probably had in a while. But that's why I did it, because I knew all you guys would be on here. And this is your interactive show, so please drop a comment. But also, I want to promote this as well before we get into nitty gritty of LSU football. This is our website at the vocfb.com. We just uploaded our new website to I think it was about a month or two ago. I don't know the exact time, but it's fairly new. So this is our main page right here, and you can click on any articles, so news, forums, channels. So that's all of our channels. We've got a lot of channels covering different teams like USC, Florida State, Alabama, you name it. We've got hosts, of course, writers, you name it. And so it's really exciting times here at the Voice of College Football Network. We're growing. I just joined here 2 months ago. Of course, if you guys don't know or familiar who I am, I do a lot of writing for CrestCitySports.com with high school sports, LSU, Saints, you name it. And I also am a recruiting writer for TigerBait.com. If you guys aren't familiar with who I am, you guys just hopping on for the first time, that's what I do, right? So I'm glad you guys are hopping on, and a lot of exciting times here at the Voice of College Football Network. But yeah, let's get into the game, shall we? And the game didn't start off so well for LSU, and it wasn't like Anthony Anderson was pitching a bad game. He actually was pitching a hell of a game. But if you look at the first inning, he allowed 3 runs. But I don't think those 3 runs were necessarily his fault, because only one of those hits. Hold on, give me 1 second. Where's the noise coming from? Give me 1 second. Where's that noise coming from? Okay, hold on. What's going on here? All right. Give me 1 second. I think that's part of the problem. All right. Sorry. Do this again. So, but anyway, so if you look at the stats, I don't know where that noise is coming from. You guys probably don't hear it, because I just turned off the noise. But it's like really distracting. I don't even know where the video is even coming from. They're playing like the Arkansas game from last night, but it's like, I don't know. Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. So UCLA got off to a 3-0 lead, and which a lot of it had to do with they were hitting the ball, but it was all inside, all like inside the infield hits, right? UCLA had 4 hits, and 3 of those were inside, and that allowed 3 runs. I mean, a lot of the runs came off of like RBI groundouts, or you know, you know, the ball wasn't hit hard enough, and the infield, by the time the infield got it, the base runner was safe. It was a fairly confusing game. Fairly confusing first inning for LSU. It was like Anthony Ianson was pitching bad. It's just unlucky bounces. It's the whole 9 yards. But that's kind of what happened. But LSU managed to get to, after they were down 3-0. LSU scored 4 runs off the bat. Right, Jake Brown gets an RBI single. All right, there at least 2 runners on, and then Jared Jones hits a 4-run home run. He's been on a slump too, so that was a huge home run for him. We've all seen the viral clips of Jared Jones staying way after practice, still getting some batting practice. Jay Johnson was there with them. Johnny Eads did a great job. Put the video up on Twitter, and if you guys haven't seen it, go check out Johnny Eads on Twitter right now. And he posts a video of Jared Jones and Jay Johnson talking after practice. It's like the team already left. So, and that paid off. He hit a 3-run shot, to put LSU in the lead 4-3, and then also Luis Hernandez knocked home an RBI single to put extend LSU's lead 5-3 before the game was called off in the third inning. So after the third inning, so going into the fourth inning, that's when they called off the game. All right, and if you're LSU, like, this is kind of a pickle, right? Because Anthony Ianson, he didn't really pitch that much. He really didn't pitch that much. I think he only pitched around a little above 40 pitches. And he was highly effective. I mean, like, he allowed 3 runs and 3 hits, but those hits were, only one of them left the infield. I mean, it was just a bunch of unlucky bounces on his part. And he was pitching great. And yeah, we get the act. So he had 44 pitches, 32 of which are strikes. So he pitched for 3 innings, allowed 3 runs, all earned on 4 hits, and had 1 strikeout. And right now his pitch count's around 44. So if there's a case where LSU may have to pitch him, actually I don't know, because the weather, the schedule's kind of all confused now. If it holds, so I don't know if Anthony Johnson will pitch again, unless LSU gets like a win or go home game where both teams eliminated. That, which, if they were to be able to defeat UCLA, it will be another 2 games for Anthony Johnson pitch. So you probably won't have to really worry about that all that much. But so I mean, there's a lot of arms I could throw out there, right? Chase Shores he pitched for an inning, and then it was Chase Shores and somebody else. Chase Shores and double check right now. Chase Shores and Casey Evans, right? They both pitched. So Chase Shores pitched in the 8th inning, and Casey Evans pitched in the 9th inning. Only Casey Evans allowed a hit, but he retired all 4 of the batters he faced. No, he retired 3 of the batters he faced. So both of them were highly effective. Chase Shores continued strong performance throughout the postseason, and actually, I was going through the stats. Entering the opening round game, if you take out the 4 runs Chase Shores allowed, I believe it was against Texas A&M, he would have a 2.06 ERA. And so he's been highly effective. So I mean, in this, kind of in the latter half of the year, so he's been awesome. Could you see Chase Shores pitch again tomorrow? Of course. He only had 10 pitches, guys. He only had 10 pitches. Casey Evans only at 13, although I do believe they're going to save Casey Evans, right? That's what I believe. So I believe that there could be a chance where Casey Evans could start tomorrow, right? There's a huge possibility about that, or they could go Zach Cowan, right? So you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you got 6 more innings of play left, right? Because they just completed the third inning, so it's 6 innings, and so it makes me believe that Casey Evans could pitch tomorrow, or it could be Zach. I mean, LSU's got options, right? Cade Anderson pitched through 7 innings, so that saved the bullpen a good bit, right? And it's not ideal that Anthony Ianson is kind of put in this situation because you really necessarily can't use him again. You probably could, but it would be very, very interesting to see what LSU does with the bullpen for the rest of the way. But, you still haven't used Cooper Williams. You still haven't used Primo, although Primo is more of a matchup pitcher. You still haven't used him. You still haven't used Zach Cowan yet. You still haven't used Jaden Newt yet. Still haven't used Maverick Rizzi. So there's still a solid bit of pitchers LSU hasn't used yet. And those are the guys I named that I know LSU's going to rely on a whole lot, because if you look throughout the theme of the postseason, Cooper Williams has pitched a lot. Maverick Rizzi has pitched a lot. Jay Shores has pitched a lot. Casey Evans, Zach Cowan. Although Zach Cowan struggled recently, he was selected as a first-team All-SEC relief pitcher. He's been one of your better relief pitchers for most of the season. It wasn't until his last few outings that they said hasn't looked great. But I still, I think LSU's still going to use him a good bit because he's experienced. He is arguably the most experienced pitcher you have on the staff. I mean, if you really think about it, right? This is Cade Anderson's second year of pitching on the mound, but this is his first year of being a full-time pitcher. And, I mean, the only person I can think of is Anthony Ianson. Anthony Ianson and Zach Cowan were both ace pitchers for their respective programs before they came over. Anthony Ianson was the ace pitcher for UC San Diego, and Zach Cowan was the ace pitcher for Wofford. And I think a lot of you guys know that because LSU literally played Wofford last year in the Chapel Hill Regional. So those are 2 experienced pitchers, and really also what hurts too for LSU is that Gavin Guidry's out for the year, right? He had the lingering back injury that eventually became a season-ending one, and Gavin Guidry. If you look at the whole pitching staff, he is the only one that has pitched in Omaha. He was the one that closed out Game 3 of the College World Series Finals in 2023 against Florida. He's the only one that has pitched in Omaha. And it was multiple games, too. I believe he also closed out the Wake Forest, not the classic game against Wake Forest, but the one before that. I believe he actually closed out that one, too. So we closed out three games in postseason. Well, actually, maybe more than that. He may have had 4 or 5 in postseason play as a freshman, nonetheless. So I mean, he's the most experienced relief bullpen guy you had, and he's out for the year. I mean, I don't think people realize how big that is. But anyway, we got now we got reached 700 people. So if you're on Twitter, if you have any questions, ask them. I will definitely answer them. Like I want to get bored here, and I don't think you guys do either. If you guys have some questions, if you guys have some comments you want to put on here on Twitter, go ahead. YouTube, same thing. I appreciate you guys hopping on. I know this isn't the greatest situation. I wish it was more of a post-game recap, one with LSU winning, of course. But here we are in a weather delay type situation. But man, like I mean, I really like, and before the tournament, well, not before the tournament, before the College World Series, I was fairly confident LSU. I mean, I really am. Besides that first inning against UCLA, which by the way, I don't even think that. I mean, to me, that was kind of fluky. I mean, none of those hits were out of the park. Um, but if you look at the way LSU was playing, I mean, LSU went 5 for 14 from the plate. And with so they scored 5 runs off of 5 hits. And if I do the math correctly, pull up the old calculator here. 5 divided by 14, that is a 357 batting average, which is fairly good. And you are you're having timely hitting, right? That was one of the big keys for LSU going into this. That they're scoring runs when they put guys on base. And if I look at this, so LSU single little. So 1, 2, 3. So there were 3 for 3 with runners on in the first inning. 1, 3 for 4, 4 for 5, 4 for 6. Let me see. Yeah, so I think they're 4 for 6. I'm trying to figure out where because they scored another run. Yeah, so I believe they're 5 for 8 with runners in scoring position, which is fairly impressive. Something along those lines. So they're definitely batting around 500 with runners in scoring position. So they've been hitting the ball effectively, and that's a common theme throughout the tournament. LSU is 10 for 22 with runners in scoring position. And where is that notebook I have? Here we go. So I wrote it down. Yeah, so LSU is... Hold on. Where did I write that down? So they are... Yeah, 10 for 22 with runners in scoring position. Where's that? I wrote it down. Yeah, nope. Yeah, so they're 10 and 22 with runners in scoring position. That is just under a 500 batting average. And that is 4.54 batting average. With runners in scoring position going into the College World Series. They were 7 for 9 with runners on third with less than 2 outs, and they were 4 for 5 with the bases loaded. That was all going into the College World Series, and you're seeing that now. I know yesterday wasn't a great hitting day for LSU, and you're never gonna have a great hitting day against Arkansas ball teams, right? We all know how well they pitch in their starting rotation and in their bullpen. I mean, it seems like they don't have any weaknesses. But you know, they've been hitting they hit the ball in the first inning? I think it was they just scored all 3 runs in the first inning of the second inning, right? And then they scored one more in the 8th inning. They only had 6 hits, guys. I mean, it wasn't a great day for LSU, but when they hit the ball and they had guys on base, they scored. Simple as that. I mean, their issues with LSU not only were they weren't hitting the ball, but nobody's got on base. But when somebody did get on base, they brought them home, and that was huge. So if you look at the stats, LSU had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys get hits. The only person that got more than 1 hit was Stephen Milam. He had 2. But here's the thing: 4 of the 5 guys that were able to get on base via a base hit scored home. That's what I mean by timely hitting. When you get guys on base, somebody at the plate has to bring them home. Whether it's forcing a walk or hitting the ball, preferably out of the infield. But you gotta do whatever you gotta do to get on base. All right, gotta get on base safely, because when you get on base safely, that's how you create runs. Because if you get the ball in play, you force a walk. I know this is a cliche, and I know this is a Captain Obvious moment, but That's how you get runners home, and that's what LSU did in that game against Arkansas. 4 of the 5. If you guys are just hopping on, 4 of the 5 guys who hit the ball against Arkansas scored, and that was a day where LSU only had 6 hits out of 33 attempts. But also, what's been key for LSU, really, no, just in the whole postseason, has been dominant pitching. Cade Anderson, last night against Arkansas, went pitched for 7 innings, only allowed 3 hits, had 1 run, which was earned, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And that 1 run he allowed came off of a solo shot. I believe it was from Reese Robinette. He was the only person that was responsible for a run, and that was off of a home run. And guess what? Arkansas went 4 for 29 from the plate. Like, if you look at the games LSU played against Arkansas, not only in the College World Series, but if you look back at that series against Arkansas, I wrote that down too. If you look at the top 2 batters for Arkansas, it was Wavia Haloy and Logan Maxwell. Those 2 guys, those are the top 2 hitters for Arkansas based off of batting average. In that series, Wavia Haloy, no, actually, my bad. If you look at the Aloy brothers, Wavia Haloy and Kuyo Aloy and Logan Maxwell, those are arguably the 3 best hitters on Arkansas. And Wavia Aloy was the SEC Player of the Year. They combined, like, Logan Maxwell, I believe, went 1 for 10 in that series. Kuyo Aloy went 3 for 10, and Wavia Haloy went for 2 for 12. So if you do the math right, that's 6 for 32. So the top 3 batters for Arkansas in that series, if you do the math, 6-5 by 32, that's a 187 batting average between the 3 best hitters in Arkansas in terms of batting average, run score, RBIs, hit, you name it. LSU's pitcher rotation, especially Cade Anderson and Anthony Eisen, shut them down. And that was no difference in that game yesterday. I know I'm doing a lot of reaction from yesterday, but that's because this game tonight probably won't be played till tomorrow morning, right? And if you look at this game, and if you look at, and this is now including Charles Davalon, who is a guy who was batting 355. Has a team high 89 hits, 12 doubles, 2 triples, and 14 home runs, and 59 RBIs going into the College World Series. Charles Davalon, Wavia Aloy, Logan Maxwell, and Kuyo Aloy. All those guys, if you do the math correctly, they all had 3 hits. Alright, and so 4 plus 3 plus 4, so that's 11. And you counting Kuyo Aloy's bats, that's 13. They went 3 for 13 from the plate. 3 divided by 13, a 230 batting average. They were responsible for 3 of Arkansas's 4 hits out of 29 attempts. What an awesome job by Cade Anderson and the rest of this pitching staff. And Arkansas had some good pitching too. I mean, of course, Zach Root got pulled early because LSU was getting after him. And that's what that lineup was for. That's why Josh Pearson, Ethan Fry were 1 and 2 in the batting lineup. Because they're lefties. Right? I mean, the same lineup you saw against West Virginia in game 1, where, Josh Pearson was the leadoff hitter and Derek Curiel was in the 6 or 7 hole. And I remember saying that on a previous live show that I did when Zach was still with us. And he asked, hey, is this something you were going to see in the College World Series? And I literally said this, and I think this is after Arkansas already beat Tennessee. And I said that because Arkansas will most likely pitch Zach Root, who is a lefty, this will be an almost nearly an identical batting lineup you'll see against Arkansas. Because against West Virginia, Griffin Kern was a starter for that game, and he was a lefty. And LSU had a lot of success. and they got after Zach Root pretty early. But then when you went up against a guy like Gackle, and Gabe Gackle, I believe, is a righty. Let me double check that. Yeah, he's a righty. That's why LSU struck out 10 times, because that lineup was meant for a lefty batter. And so that was great strategy by Dave Van Horn to put in Gabe Gackle, and that's why Gabe Gackle was so effective against LSU. I mean, through 6 innings, he only allowed 1 run off of 3 hits and had 10 strikeouts. One walk, 1 run off of 3 hits, and 10 strikeouts. I mean, he was electric on the mound, and that's what kept the game from being a blowout was Gabe Gackle. If it weren't for Gabe Gackle, this LSU would have blown out Arkansas. And the reason why LSU struggled so much is because you had a lineup against Arkansas that was meant more for a lefty pitcher than a righty pitcher. But it doesn't matter. LSU got the job done. They did what they had to do. And that's why they advanced to the next round. Oh, by the way, 1,000 views. Oh, comments. Hello at the Voice of College Football. What's up, Swamp Picker? Any word on start time? Thanks. I'm sorry if I haven't gotten to your comment yet. As announced earlier in the show, that if the game doesn't start by 11, the game is moving to tomorrow. I think that's the NCAA rules, at least for the College World Series. So there's a likely chance that this game won't be played on tomorrow, and that is because the weather is not supposed to clear up till about midnight. So there's a great chance that this game won't be played till tomorrow, unless that weather miraculously clears. Oh, hey guys, I got an update. All right, so Noah Darling, who is the founder and owner of College Baseball Central, he tweeted out, "I think we're playing tonight." That was posted about a minute ago. Let me check the rest of the Twitter notifications. And this is when Matt Moscona tweeted out, an NCAA official confirmed to LouisianaSports.net, the game must resume by 11 p.m. to be completed tonight. So, 2 different things. I don't know what's going to happen. I'll keep you guys updated. Like I said, I'm going to be on there for a while, right? I'm going to use the time I have on this live show. We got 1,000 views. So we got 1,000 people turning right now. Once again, guys, if you have any comments or questions you want to ask or you want to comment, it doesn't matter. I'll be glad to answer them. Don't be shy. Like, seriously, don't be shy. Look, I'm a media member. I have I know for a fact I've asked some stupid questions. I've asked some great ones. Don't be afraid to. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to bite. I may disagree with you. I may agree with you. It doesn't matter. I'm going to answer them. So thanks you guys for hopping on. This is the most views we have had. Not views, but most people we've had tuned in since I've joined. And I joined in April. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. Seriously, if you guys enjoy this content, we go live. So this is kind of the exception because this was a post-game reaction, and the game just happened to start at the time that we usually go live. So we go live every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're in Louisiana or you're anywhere in the Central Time Zone, we start at 6. If you're on the East Coast, 7. So thanks for hopping on. Like seriously, I'm grateful. Thanks for tuning in. But anyway, while we're here, kind of enough about baseball talk. Kind of hop off of baseball talk about recruiting. And if you guys haven't seen my tweet, show you guys right now. But if you guys haven't seen my tweet, I got confirmation that 4-star Easton Royal will be visiting LSU on an unofficial visit to Baton Rouge on June 20th, and that's a jam-packed y'all. Like, I don't think you guys realize how many people are going to be on at LSU on June 20th. So last week we had LSU had a, decent amount of guys visit campus. And it was, I wrote it down somewhere. I'm old school, guys. I'm sorry. So on June 13th, we LSU had Darius Gray come to Baton Rouge. Darius Gray is a 5-star offensive lineman from St. Christopher School in Richmond, California. Well, I get to talk about June 13th before we go to June 20th. I'll explain why that's jam packed. But Darius Gray, he 6'2 and a half, 6'2", 6'3", 285 pounds. He is rated as the #1 interior offensive lineman in the country, 23rd nationally, and 2nd in the state of Virginia. This is according to On3's industry ranking. I know some people have mentioned, oh, Grant, why use On3? They may be a little bit more biased to Louisiana recruits, so you don't get a true gist of how good this guy could possibly be. Well, the reason why I like to use On3 is because they have the industry rankings, and you get to see how each site rates recruits. On3, 24/7, ESPN, and Rivals. So that way it gives you an idea of like the average ranking between the 4 sites. I like to use both On3 and 24/7. I do. I haven't used Rivals in a very long time. But Rivals and On3 have merged, so that'll be very interesting to see how that goes. And of course, ESPN is not really the greatest thing. I don't really like ESPN recruiting rankings. I just don't. Even if there's a guy who's the number recruit in the country, ESPN is lacked. I don't like ESPN how ESPN covers recruiting. I just don't. I'll be the first to admit that. But I mean, it kind of gives you an idea of how each site goes by. And right now, the prediction is he go to LSU. LSU is really hot on the trail. Brad Davis is a great recruiter. Brad Davis not only has the ability to recruit into the state, of course, with Emory Jones and Will Campbell in the past, and Jalen Chapman this recruiting cycle, but he also has the ability to recruit outside the state of Louisiana. He is a true national recruiter. He is from the Baton Rouge area. And he's a Louisiana boy at heart. So not only can he recruit in the state because of those connections, and of course he's a home state guy, but also he has the ability to recruit nationally, and that stems from his times at Arkansas. I believe he was also at Georgia as well. Let me see his resume, because he's been in a lot of different places. He's a highly regarded offensive line coach. And so, yeah, see what he's been at Florida, Missouri, Arkansas, and LSU. He was actually at Arkansas before he took the job at LSU in 2021. He's actually the last holdover from Staff Hom. When's game starting back? I don't know anything yet. They're still in weather delay. Just if you guys are on Mark, you are commenting from Twitter. So Mark, just keep checking Twitter. Because I'm doing the same thing you're doing, right? I'm not in Omaha right now, so I can't tell you how the weather's looking. All I know is that it hasn't looked good. But from looking at a tweet from Noah Darling, who is there on site, who runs College Baseball Central. They do a lot of great work over there. Actually, we had Alex Day from College Baseball Central for the Super Regional Preview. They do a lot of great work over there, but he's in Omaha right now. And he said that he believes that the game will be played tonight, because I think the weather may have cleared up, but I don't know. But they're going to announce it sometime before 11, if the game's going to continue or not. So just keep that in mind. So Chris Blair actually tweeted out something. Well, I'm gonna say just tweeted out, but he tweeted out something at about 30 minutes ago, and let's share this with you guys. Here we go. So this is what he tweeted out here. The current sits at Charles Schwab Field at 8:30 or 9:12 p.m. So this is about 30 minutes ago. So they have the tarp on the field. I think it's still raining. I'm not sure how hard it's raining. But yeah, it's raining. A decent bit. So There's still lightning. I think you guys just saw the home. Let me see if we can catch it. I'm not sure if that was him just moving the camera. Oh, no, there's lightning over there. I don't know how many miles, because they didn't say we'll cancel a game if lightning is in a 8-mile radius. But yeah, like so I have no idea when the game is going to come on. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. And just a reminder, if the game doesn't start by 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time, the game will be moved tomorrow. That's all. That's all I have for you guys at the moment. If something pops up on my Twitter feed, or if you guys see something throughout social media, please let me know, and that way we can report on it. But going back to what I was saying about recruiting, like Darius Gray was the he's 5-star interior offensive lineman. Uh, he visited LSU on June 13th, and it looks like LSU is the favorite to land him. I've asked people around; they feel very confident Darius Gray could be an LSU Fighting Tiger when it's all said and done. But then again, like I've said this before, and I'll say it again: nothing is confirmed until pen is signed to paper in early December. I'm not sure when early National Signing Day is. Let me see. National Signing Day 2025. So the early National Signing Day for college football, it's usually on a Tuesday. Hold on. So I'm on a different browser. I'm on Brave, which is different from Google Chrome, and that's because StreamYard, which is what I'm streaming this from, it's kind of weird about that. You can't really stream from two different browsers. So let me pull this up. National Signing Day early. National Signing Day. So, okay, no, I want early National Signing Day. So early December, right? Like first week of December, right? That's when it's set in stone. So unless pen is signed pen to paper on December, let's say, I believe it's usually on a Tuesday. Kind of give you guys an estimate. Oh no, I typed in calculator by accident. Calendar. Unless it's set in stone on December, say the second. I think it's the second, December 2nd, because usually it's on the Tuesday or Wednesday. That's when it's signed, sealed, delivered. That recruit is coming to LSU. But I'm gonna get you guys back in a second. I need to hop to the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Like, give me a minute or two. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, got an update. Got an update. So, just got an update. Share this, guys, right here. Give me 1 second. Puppy power bang. All right, this is according to Scott Rabelais of the Advocate. He is there in Omaha, and like it says in the tweet, here in Omaha, there is no hard and fast rule for postponing the game to tomorrow. Game can resume after 11, but probably not after midnight. Based on how the weather looks and the fact the loser is supposed to play Arkansas tomorrow, I think they will resume the game tonight. So there you go. There's not a set time, but it looks like the game will be played tonight because the loser of this game has to play tomorrow. Let me look at the schedule for this game. Give me 1 second. So, College World Series bracket. Okay. So this is how it looks right now. I'm going to share this tab here. So LSU currently right now is winning this game, right? So LSU, if they were to win this game, they would play on Wednesday. So if the result holds, they will play this game on Wednesday, and then the loser will have to play tomorrow at 6 p.m. So at least they don't have to turn around and play tomorrow morning, right? For whether it's LSU or UCLA. But and then if you win, and then the winner of this game doesn't have to play tomorrow. So the winner gets a day off while the loser plays tomorrow, and the winner of that game, which will be between Arkansas and the loser of this game, let's say UCLA in this instance, because they are losing 5-3 at the start of the fourth, they would play Arkansas tomorrow, and then they will play another game on Wednesday. And if LSU wins that game, they go to the College World Series Finals, and that won't be played until Saturday, June 21st at 6 p.m. on ESPN. So the good news for LSU, if you're able to close out this game tomorrow and able to close out the game on Wednesday, it will buy you some time. Really, you could probably pitch both of your starters, right? Preferably, I think for LSU, they want to pitch Cade Anderson, right? We know that, right? You want to pitch the potential number one pick in the MLB draft on game one. However, if you lose a game against a team that's already lost 2 games, or at least already lost 1 game. I'm sorry, already lost 1 game. Then you have to play again on Thursday. That's what happened to Wake Forest a couple years ago. Remember, Wake Forest beat LSU in the winners bracket, and then Wake Forest had a day off, but then LSU had to win 3 games essentially to make it the College World Series Finals. Because remember, they got back in the losers bracket and they beat Tennessee in an elimination game. Then they had to come back the next day, play Wake Forest, and LSU beat them then. And then that's when both aces for both teams. Remember that the Paul Skeens and what was that guy's name from Wake Forest? I forgot the guy's name. His name is escaping me. Wake Forest pitcher. Rhett Lauder. So that was a Rhett Lauder, Paul Skeens game. One of the greatest pitching duels in college baseball history. If you're LSU or Arkansas, whoever may be in that Arkansas, LSU, UCLA, whoever may be in that win or go home game, ideally you don't want to pitch your starting pitcher, right? So I think for LSU, you want to do whatever you can. All you got to do is win 3 games, and you don't have to worry about pitching Cade Anderson. Basically, that's what I'm saying. You don't want a situation you go in the finals, and you may have to pitch Paul Skeens on a short rest after you pitch like 100 pitches or whatever against Florida in Game 3. Luckily, Game 3, LSU beat the living crap out of Florida, so you didn't have to bring on Paul Skeens. Remember, Paul Skeens was warming up, and then LSU kept beating the crap out of Florida, and then he didn't have to pitch. So you don't want that situation where you have to bring in your ace pitcher in Game 3 of the finals. You want to pitch him in Game 1, and you want to pitch, which will be Kane Anderson, and you want to pitch Anthony Anderson in Game 2. Simple as that. You want to make sure you have a normal rotation going into the College World Series final. And the best way to do that, you win this game against UCLA, whether it's being played, because it probably will be played tonight, barring weather issues. And then you win in the first sort of elimination game. Really, just basically what I'm saying, win 3 games. Win 3 games, it becomes a much easier scenario. That's the easiest thing you could do, right? You don't want to win the hard way. You want to win the easy way, right? It's basically what I'm trying to say. You want to make sure your arm's as fresh as possible. But anyway, a lot of viewers on here, 16,000 viewers on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said earlier in the show, if you guys are just tuning in now, every Monday we go live at 6 p.m. Central Time. The reason why we're going this late right now is because the game started usually when we go live. So I was planning on having a post-game reaction show. Probably won't have one after tonight. Because this game's not going to end till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But every Monday we have a live show. So if you want to tune in then, make sure to do so. I'm very grateful you guys are on. Follow me at Sasha Grant on Twitter. That's my name right there with this mouses. And then also, if you're on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then also click on the bell because you'll get a notification whenever we release a new video and we're doing a live show. So I'm going to stay on here for a little while. If you guys have any questions, drop them. If you have any comments, drop them, whether you're on Twitter or YouTube. Yes, LBW. Is it even gameplay tonight? They're trying to. I mentioned if you're just tuning in LBW, they have to play an elimination game tomorrow, right? And it's not really an ideal situation where you have three games played tomorrow. I don't know how this works because I can't remember the last time we had a weather delay of this degree in Omaha in a little bit. I'm not really familiar with how they do weather delays and everything. But I'm going to assume they want to play tonight. I know both managers want to play the game tonight. Look, this isn't LSU's first rodeo. We're playing a late night game. We've seen plenty of them. So I'm assuming that both coaches want to get this game over with tonight. So that way, they have to play two games tomorrow. That's based off assumption, and I also shared this with you guys earlier. If you're not familiar, let me try to pull that up again. So, this is what Scott Robles of the Advocate said. He isn't, in fact, in Omaha. Here in Omaha, there's no hard and fast rule for postponing the game tomorrow. Game can resume after 11, but probably not after midnight. Chris Blair showed a video of the weather. I showed that a little bit earlier. I would say it's not bad, but it's not looking great either. So some raindrops falling down. But based on how the weather looks and the fact that the loser is supposed to play Arkansas tomorrow, I think they'll resume the game tonight, right? And I believe that will probably happen. Don't have a time. If they do have a time, I'll let you guys know on stream. I actually just saw something. Because this guy's kind of funny. Here we go. Oh, by the way, this is what Nola Darling said. I would expect a rain delay update in about 10 minutes or so. If we want to play before 11 o'clock, stand by. So that looks like that will be coming very soon. And this is what Tom Politz posted. Appears there is no guideline for College World Series resumption / start deadline. Take this coming up. So it says the length of games, all games. Here Here you go. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I didn't share it with you guys. I'm tripping. But length of games, all games shall be 9 innings. If play has been stopped before 9 innings have been completed, the halted game rule, Rule 5-9, shall be used. Authority to halt. The games committee shall make the decision as to when a game shall be halted and or restarted. The only situation in which the umpire in chief may halt play is if it is their opinion that the playing surface is unplayable. I don't know how the playing surface looks, so that would be a major time factor, right? It's how is if the surface is still playable, and I think that will be the only thing that will stop this game from being played tonight. Contact with the Weather Bureau. On arrival in Omaha, the signed individual shall establish contact with the point person from DTN to set up a training meeting prior to Thursday. Okay, I'm not really worried about that. Here we go. This is the 4. The rule number 4, I guess was called. Inclement weather scenarios for the men's college World Series. The primary goal is to play games according to the public schedule. As a general guideline, no games should start later than 11 o'clock p.m. local time. In addition, another guideline is that the men's college World Series finals game 2 or men's college World Series finals game 3 should not start later than 9 p.m. local time. So that's in Omaha. And Omaha, I believe. In Omaha, their time zone is so they're in the same time zone as we are here in Louisiana, Central Time Zone. So that will be right now it's 10:02 in the Central Time Zone and in Omaha, Nebraska. So the principles are intended to be general guidelines for operation. Issues such as future weather forecast, television, competitive equity and expenses associated with playing games after Monday of the men's college World Series finals may dictate an alternate schedule. The 3 principles are: in the event of inclement weather, every attempt should be made to play both games scheduled on a particular day. In those instances when only one game on a particular day is canceled, e.g. first game played and second game rained out, 3 games should be played on the following day to get the event back into its original structural format. In the case of a halted game, the remaining game schedules should be adjusted so that there is no possibility of a team playing more than 2 complete games in one day. So really, there's no guidelines from what I'm gathering. So yeah, it's just kind of a I'm just as confused as you guys are. So I think everyone is. So here we go. This is an update from Scott Rabelais. 10 p.m. looks like the eye is passing Omaha, so maybe that's a good sign. So that's how the weather looks right now. Yeah, it's still pretty good. So, if the playing surface is still playable, they're gonna play this game, but we'll see. Oh man, this sucks. This sucks, but this isn't something that if you're an LSU fan, we're used to, right? We're used to seeing walk-offs at 1:17 a.m. Central Time. So, yeah, it's not looking good, guys. It is not looking good. But anyway, did you guys see the Arkansas game early? I'm assuming you guys did. But man, what a performance. What was the guy's name? Hold on. What a performance by Gage Wood. Had a complete game. 19 strikeouts. 19 strikeouts. The only 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 earned runs, 0 walks. The only reason why he had didn't have a perfect game, he had a no hitter instead of a perfect game, is because he hit a batter. He was literally a hit batter away from having a perfect game. I mean, and really, he saved Arkansas' season. Like, Arkansas has not hit well the last, I won't say they haven't hit well. Well, the first game they didn't hit well, but this game they didn't hit so bad. They didn't really hit so bad. The issue was that they had a hard time trying to bring home runs. Via Haloy, oh my god, dude, Via Haloy, he went 2 for 5. But Logan Maxwell 0 for 3. Ryder Cam Cozile was one of the better hitters, went 0 for 4. Kohio Aloy went 0 for 3. Oh, man, it wasn't a great day. I mean, Justin Thomas, center fielder, went 4 for 4 from the plate. So yeah, he had a great day at the plate. But besides him, nobody really had a great day at the plate. But Murray State didn't had a horrible day at the plate. And one of the things that got Murray State into the Omaha was their power hitting, right? They scored a ridiculous amount of runs in a short span of time. Murray State got to Omaha because of their offense, and their offense was not only ineffective yesterday, but it was definitely ineffective today. No hits, no runs. The only person that got on base was Dominic Decker, because he got hit by a pitch. Just an unlucky day for Murray State, and what a great day for Gage Wood. Gage Wood, by the way, he broke the College World Series record for most strikeouts in a game at the College World Series. The original record was held by Ty Floyd, where he famously threw 17 strikeouts against Florida in Game 1, which will go down as arguably one of the most legendary pitching performances in LSU history, maybe the most legendary pitching performance in LSU history. But yeah, LBW, he gave Arkansas a chance to make it to the finals with that performance, in my opinion. Yeah. If Arkansas were able to come back and win every single game the rest of the way, leading up to the College World Series finals, I think you have to take a look back at this game as one of the reasons why. Very similar. I'll say very similar to the Nate Ackenhausen game at Tennessee, not to the same degree, but Nate Ackenhausen in the elimination game against Tennessee, he started that game. Nobody expected him to start winning. I remember being in Omaha for that. That year I actually did go to Omaha. I remember being in Omaha and looking at the starting lineups for the game, and me and everyone else in the press box were like, they're starting Nate Ackenhausen? Like, okay. Because, at the point, LSU, Thatcher had already pitched in the game before a good bit. Ty Floyd already pitched a good bit in the game before. Both Thatcher Hurd and both Ty Floyd and Thatcher Hurd pitched a good bit in the game before the game that happened yesterday against Wake Forest and in that loss, and nobody knew who was going to pitch. A lot of people thought maybe Thatcher might start the first maybe 2-3 innings and then might go somebody else, but not. Nate Ackenhausen pitched, was the starting pitcher in that game. And let me actually pull up the old box score from that game, because I know they have it on LSU's website. If you look back at that game and kind of give you an idea, to kind of give a comparison, although it's not the best comparison because obviously Gage Wood was literally a hit by pitch away from having a perfect game, and he also threw 19 strikeouts. But if you look at the game against Tennessee, if you look at that box score, right here, Nate Ackenhausen pitched the first 6 innings of the game, only allowed 4 hits, struck out 7, and allowed no runs whatsoever. It was a shutout game, and then Riley Cooper came out and took care of business and got I believe he got the save for that game too. Did he say? Yeah, he got the save. And by the way, Riley Cooper, people forget, Riley Cooper was the most outstanding player in that College World Series. The bullpen came in clutch for LSU, but Nate Ackenhausen, if you want to look back at one of the reasons why LSU won the College World Series that year, this was the pitching performance right here. It truly was. And it saved LSU's, and really, it not only saved LSU's bullpen, because most of LSU bullpen pitched the day after with Griffin Herring. I think Thatcher Hurd pitched in that game. Gavin Guidry also pitched in that game too. Let me double check that. But yeah, if you look, Javen Coleman started off the game. Blake Money came in, Griffin Herring came in, Riley Guidry came in, and then Riley Cooper came in. So you basically used your best arms out of the bullpen for that game, and Riley Cooper picked up his 3rd save of the College World Series, which is a big reason why he won the most outstanding pitcher award. And then, of course, that set up the winner go home against Wake Forest, which might be the greatest college baseball game to ever be played. of course. And Paul Skeens, he pitched over. I know he definitely. So Paul Skeens went 8 innings, had 9 strikeouts, only 2 hits, and no earned runs. And he, by the way, that was also his last outing of his career too. People forget about that. That was his last outing. And he only allowed 1 walk. He had 120 pitches. Then Thatcher Hurd came in, and he closed out the game. He only allowed 1 hit with no runs and had a walk and a strikeout. So that's an example there. So like Nate Hackenhausen, that if you want to do a great comparison, it was the Nate Hackenhausen game against Tennessee. Ultimately won LSU the College World Series that year, and I think Gage Wood had a very similar performance, but 100 times the performance that Nate Hackenhausen had. So LBW House had another, but saved arms for the grind, go into distance. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Keep up the comments, guys. If you have any questions, comments, keep them up. I'm gonna be here for a while. I haven't got any updates so far. Nothing new other than the tweets I showed you. It's not looking great right now. They're probably gonna play the game tonight, but it's not gonna be too late. Right? Because remember, they also have to play again tomorrow. It's the start of the 4th inning. So I mean, they can knock out 5 innings tonight and then play. The loser of this game will have to play Arkansas tomorrow. So that's a big factor in why they will have to play. That's why they probably want to play the game tonight. Over 2,000 people joining the live stream right now. Thanks for hopping on. Leave some comments if you're on Twitter, YouTube, on Twitter. Follow me at Sasha Grant, of course. And also, a reminder, we do a live show every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. The reason why I'm doing one right now is because the live show that was supposed to start at 6 is also at the same time as a baseball game. So that's why I moved it to a post-game show. But now, this isn't even a post-game show. This is literally a weather delay show. So thanks for hopping on. Seriously. So we do this every Monday. So it's great having you on. So what are you doing right now? What's the score of the game right now? The basketball game. I'm still live. I don't care.
Oh, I have no clue. I was coming down and I saw you tweeted it out that they technically can still play. You just can't start past 11.
Yeah. Well, they can start. You can still start past 11 because this game started before 11 o'clock, so they can continue the game after 11.
So that you can play. They still can play.
They're probably good. So 100, 120, 107. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean they're gonna play. No, they're gonna play. Because remember they have to play elimination game tomorrow.
And they don't want a team that's playing an elimination game to have to play twice.
Exactly. Well, it's not a complete. So the rule is you can't play 2 complete. I don't think you can play 2 complete games in one day. I think I was reading that right, or I think it's like either you can't play 2 complete full games on one day, or you can't play more than 2 completed games in the same day. But well, yeah, they'll play, but it also depends if the surface is playable. That's a big factor.
But if it gets to like 2, 3, and they still aren't sure, they might have to just push, which would be crazy.
I think they'll play in the morning. They're gonna play first thing in the morning.
They should push up.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean they should have pushed up the game, but I mean the weather report was there all day. There should have been some concessions where they moved the first game up to like 11 o'clock. And then immediately after the game, they play the game 2. That's my thoughts. But then again, it's also the NCAA. The NCAA has been a crapshoot since I've been alive. And that's been 26 years. Turned 26 May 10th. And for 26 years, the NCAA has been an utter crapshoot. I thought they handled the regional, super regionals poorly. There was daylight outside. They want to move back the game 5 hours past the original pitch time. Absolutely ridiculous. NCAA has to do a better job at these weather delays. You have to be ahead of that. You can move the game. Look, here's the thing. LSU does this all the time. If they know the weather is supposed to be bad by pitch time, they'll move the game up. I remember it was my junior year of college. I think it was the 2023 season. the very first game was supposed to be played later that evening. I think it was supposed to be around 6 o'clock, but they moved the game to 2 o'clock because the weather was supposed to be bad in the evening, later that evening, that night. So I don't know why the NCAA can't do the same thing. It's absolutely ridiculous. He can move up the game times. I mean, look, Arkansas fans still going to show up at 11 o'clock, boozed up, and eating some, pork or whatever. I don't know, some barbecue pork sandwiches, okay? Like, Murray State, I don't know how many fans are from Murray, Kentucky, or in the state of Kentucky, or they're showing up no matter what time it is, right? They paid a lot of money to stay in Omaha in really expensive hotels, to go watch some college baseball. I mean, look, it's absolutely ridiculous. They're gonna show up regardless. It's absolutely ridiculous how poorly the NCAA has handled all these weather situations. It's an absolute crapshoot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but anyway, let's talk some recruiting. A little bit of recruiting. I'm probably gonna go more full into detail. On probably tomorrow. I'm gonna post some more recruiting videos tomorrow. Really in the next few days, because recruiting season's picking up steam. But on June 20th, LSU is supposed to have a lot of big time visitors. Of course, I think at the beginning of the show I mentioned that Eastern Royal, who is the number 2 receiver in the class of 2027, he will be attending. He'll be visiting LSU on an unofficial visit on June 20th, and there will be a lot of guys. So Lamar Brown, we all know about the fiasco that happened began last night, where it announced that he was canceling his unofficial visit, and On3 was the first reporter and everything, but I think they mishandled it because he was switching his unofficial visit to an official visit. And there's a whole bunch of misunderstanding, and it's just an absolute mess. And I know he's been kind of 50-50 throughout the recruiting process, but he's a kid. He's trying to make the best decision for him possible. And right now we got On3 messing up stores. Not to call out On3. I think On3 does a lot of great work. But there are times like these where you absolutely have to make sure you get the right information. Because we got a lot of immature adults attacking 17-year-old kids. Right? Nobody knows. Like, when you're 17, you had no idea what the hell you're doing. And right now he's trying to make a big decision for the rest of his life. Right? Which college he's going to play football at. Which college is the best for his which college is the best fit for his skill set? Which college is the best fit for him culturally? How much are they paying him? Right? I know people don't like to hear that, but it's true. You don't know what these guys go through, right? Like, you don't know what they have to go through at home. Darian Mensah, who is the quarterback at Duke right now, he transferred in from Tulane. And he got, like, how can you, like, he's not worth $8 million and blah, blah, blah. And he explained today, he's like, yeah, this was life-changing money for my family. Like, sometimes you don't know what these guys go through. And I understand why some people may be upset. The schools are giving players the bags or whatever. But like, I get it. Sometimes it might be because they just see dollar signs and all they see is green, but sometimes you don't know what those guys are going through at home. So I want to point that out as well. And yes, I don't really like how NIL is going about, but then again, I've said this from the beginning. I've said this when it was passed, when they first allowed NIL, and I've said this now, even as there's more and more changes happening. Of course, because now schools are allowed to pay student athletes. There has been no such thing as amateurism. All the things you're seeing right now where schools are dropping the backs on recruits have been happening forever. They've been under the table. So you know what I'm saying? I don't mean to, I'm not trying to diss college football, but my point is there's been no such thing as amateurism. You've been lied to, right? It's just a way for schools and administrators and the NCAA to rob kids of money. Right? The NCAA makes billions upon billions and billions of dollars every year of college football, college basketball, or just any college sports in general. right? These guys deserve to get paid a little bit, right? And people are talking about loyalty and all that type of stuff. And look, I sometimes I don't understand, like the Nico Imaliva situation. I agreed with Josh Heupel. I agree with Josh Heupel. Cut him loose, right? He cares more about his brand than the program itself. But at the same time, I also, like, if a player is at, let's say a player is at Southern Miss, right? And he's a quarterback, and he threw for 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, had a completion percentage around 62-63%. And Alabama drops him back and say, hey, we want you to be the starting quarterback of Alabama. You want to come join for this amount of money and blah, blah, blah? Who wouldn't take that? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as if a head coach, let's just say Southern Miss, another great example, is offered the Alabama job. Coaches leave all the time before the season's over to take a bigger job. Why can't a college athlete do it? Right? And that's my justification. Like, I understand that I don't like it when players try to make deals behind a coach's back. That's why I agree with Josh Heupel. Cut Nick Imaliva loose because he cares more about himself than the brand. But at the same time, I'm okay with guys leaving for a better opportunity. Right? We're all gonna deal with that in life. I'm okay with that. But my thing is, but the one thing I don't like is tampering. There needs to be some stricter rules on tampering, of course. And then also, I don't like it when guys think they're bigger than the team, because they're the best player. Like, my thing is, go to the best situation possible. And my thing is too, maybe for the transfer portal, kind of like similar to how they had in the past, where if you transfer to a school, you have to sell a year. I don't think you have to sell a year. My thing is, you get a one-time exception. You stay at school for 2 years. Stay at school for 2 years because in 2 years you have an idea where you're at in the program. You stay for 2 years, and then after those 2 years up, you can transfer to wherever you want. Plain and simple. That's how I see it. You transfer to school after 2 years. You can transfer to whatever school you want. No exceptions asked, and you don't have to sell a year. And then, but if you just work at your new school, unless like a coach gets fired, the only exception is if like a coach gets fired or he leaves for another job. That will be the one. Of course, that will be the exception. Or there's a legit hardship, right? Right? There's a legit hardship. What, like maybe like his mom is dying of cancer, and maybe that guy wants to be closer to home. Like, I get all that, and like that's an example of a hardship. Other than that, you say 2 years at college. After those 2 years, you can transfer wherever you want, and you get that one-time exception, right? That's how I view the transfer portal. I think that's what I believe. I'm not sure if that will ever be implemented, but I think that's a great idea. That's something I've said before, but I know I'm kind of going on a tangent with transfer. Like right now, I'm just the same thing you guys are doing, just waiting for this damn game to start. My boy Preston. So, breaking. I got an update. Uh-oh. And you guys are not gonna like it. According to Matt Moscona, really according to 104.5 ESPN, Matt Moscona broke it, but he's not there, but Hunt Palmer is, so he was able to relay this information to Matt Moscona. But breaking, LSU UCLA College World Series game delayed until 10 a.m. Tuesday. I'm gonna click on the story right here. This is by River Shui. Monday night's highly anticipated College World Series matchup between LSU and UCLA has been delayed until 10 a.m. on Tuesday. The game was delayed at 7:20 p.m. and the rain started falling down in Omaha when the decision was made shortly after 10 p.m. The delay began after the third inning with LSU leading 5-3. UCLA struck for 3 runs in the top of the eighth, the top of the first inning. Off of LSU starter Anthony Ineson, the Tigers responded with 4 runs of their own in the bottom of the frame. Jake Brown ripped an RBI single through to the right side, and Jared Jones pumped a 3-run home run over the center field wall. The Tigers added a run in the third on Luis Hernandez's RBI single, and that made the game 5-3. And so yeah, it's official. It is official. LSU and UCLA will be postponed until 10 a.m. Tuesday. And that absolutely sucks. And I'm kind of glad to do the stream. I had a lot of fun. Thanks you guys for hopping on. Oh, look at my boy Lucas Hill, my boy. Sasha Grant just made a great point. We've been telling fans for the last few years. If you're committed to a school and then another school comes calling, whether during a visit, phone call, etc., and drops more money in your lap than the current school you've committed to, then what would that tell you? Darian Metz said it best earlier today. Yeah, I've said this before. You don't know what these guys are going through in their personal lives. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Like, I get maybe some players are, like, for example, Nico Iamaleva's situation was handled poorly. I don't think it's even on him. I think it was on his handlers. Darian Mentz's, I understand his situation. If he wants to leave because it's life-changing money, then yes, I firmly believe that. Shout out my boy Lucas Hill. And yeah, and let me pull up that notification real quick for you guys. Nope, not that. Where's the notifications? Twitter's making this confusing. Oh, here we go. Person guy, of course, I work with at TigerBait.com. This is what he shared. Tomorrow's about to be the most unproductive day at work in Beverage. Yes, it's going to be a very unproductive day. Not only in Baton Rouge, but all across southern Louisiana. Of course, I live in New Orleans, and then of course all of Louisiana up to Shreveport and Monroe. Due to weather, Game 8 has been suspended tomorrow, Tuesday 17th at 10 a.m. Central Time. Gates will open at 9 a.m. Central Time. Box will open at 8 a.m. Central Time. Game 9 between Oregon State and Louisville will take place at 1 p.m. Central Time. Gates will open tentatively 1 hour following the conclusion of Game 8. Game 10 will take place at 6 p.m. Central Time. Gates will open tentatively 1 hour following the conclusion of Game 9. So yeah, there's that. So tomorrow's about to be the most unproductive day of working hours ever. Personally, I can think you can say the same thing around southern, really all Louisiana, man. I mean, just man, that sucks. But yeah, man. That sucks. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. The game tomorrow between LSU UCLA will start at 10 a.m. Central Time. LSU is leading the game 5-3. It will start at the beginning of it will start at the top of the fourth inning, which is where we left off. They had just finished the third inning, and they were going into the fourth inning before the game was called off. So that's when it will start then. Also a few announcements too. And once again, if you're on YouTube, like this video, subscribe to the channel. It's for free. You have to pay 1 cent. And then also make sure to click on the bell for future notifications. For notifications for future videos. It will let you know when we post a new video. It'll also let you know when we're about to go live. Also, the show will also be live on Twitter every month. So every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the show will be live here on Twitter and YouTube every Monday, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If there is a time change, I'll let you guys know. For example, the game was at 6 p.m., so we made the live show into a post-game show. This was supposed to be a post-game show, but it became a weather delay show. 2,240 viewers currently right now on both Twitter and YouTube. Thank you guys for hopping on. If we could do this every Monday, that would be great. And I know you guys are always busy on Monday nights, but thank you guys so much for hopping on. It's been great. This is the most we've ever had. It's only month 2, so we can get 2,000 viewers every Monday night. That'll be awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I'll be posting videos all throughout the week, so stay tuned for all your recruiting updates and more football content whatsoever. If you want, I'll also maybe release a baseball video here and there. I don't really like to release baseball because they don't really do well onto YouTube, because right now we're still trying to get their algorithm back to normal on YouTube, and it's getting better and better. Maybe by next year we'll be doing more baseball videos, but right now the algorithm is kind of picking up, because when I took over the YouTube channel, they had only posted a few videos. They really hadn't been posting too many videos on the YouTube channel, and but ever since I've taken over, posting videos almost every day, the algorithm is seeing that, is we're picking up viewership more and more, and then also we actually had a video that was posted in full video. Wilson Alexander of the Advocate came on the show, came on the Go Time show for 45 minutes. You can find that video in the live section on our YouTube channel. I actually will post a uh, I'll post it again. I posted it on my Twitter. So go on my Twitter, Sasha Grant. If you to see that, and click on the link, it will lead you right to it. Some great content. We previewed the LSU season a little bit, but we really broke down how LSU built the number recruiting class, how they restructured its NIL collective, how it became more organized. It's really great video. Wilson dropped a lot of knowledge about LSU's NIL situation, and also how is LSU handling the new settlements that have come in. Great video. Make sure to check that out. Also, we posted a clip from that show about how LSU built its transfer, how LSU built the number one transfer portal class in the country. Great stuff from Wilson Alexander. Really appreciate that he came on the show. I know he's been pretty busy writing up the latest stories and everything, and I know he's going through some things in his personal life. If you guys aren't familiar with that, but I mean, it's pretty well documented. I'm not gonna say it, but it's pretty well documented what he's been going through in his life. But really appreciate him coming on. But we're gonna be have a lot more recruiting videos, a lot more guests, recruits, maybe even get a player or two if we can get that worked out. And a lot of good stuff's happening in the channel, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Once again, we'll go live every Monday from 6 p.m. Central Time to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I know we probably can't get to 2,000 every Monday night, but if we could, that would be great. But I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you guys hopping on. This is the most we've had since I've started this live show. We usually average about 100, 200 viewers. Now we get 2,000. So I know it's circumstance because of what's going on with LSU baseball. But really grateful you guys have hopped on. I had a lot of fun today. I really did. So I'll see you guys later. Go Tigers. Peace, y'all.